After last night's election today, President Trump acknowledged that there's a warning light flashing for his party.
Last night it was not expected to be a victory. It was very Democrat areas, but I don't think it was good for Republicans. I don't think it was good. I'm not sure it was good for anybody. But we had an interesting evening and we learned a lot.
Now, the fact is, we don't see President Trump acknowledge any loss very often. So his comments this morning were significant. It's also important to know, at the very same time, other Republicans suggested that the party shouldn't read too much into last night's results because these were races happening in blue states. So it was no surprise that Democrats had blowout victories all over the place. But during that breakfast meeting with Senate Republicans today, Trump went on to say there was actually two reasons why Republicans performed so poorly last night.
But I thought we'd have a discussion after the press leaves about what last night represented and what we should do about it, and also about the shutdown, and how that relates to last night. I think if you read the pollsters, the shutdown was a big factor, negative for the Republicans. And that was a big factor. And they say that I wasn't on the ballot was the biggest factor.
And that's also significant. Trump has never admitted before that Republicans are the ones being blamed for this current government shutdown, which as of today is the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. But instead of taking last night's losses as a warning that maybe Republicans should change their strategy and instead maybe negotiate with Democrats to try and find an end to the shutdown, today, Trump doubled down and said Republicans should just plow through the Democrats and end the shutdown on their own using the controversial nuclear option.
It's time for Republicans to do what they have to do, and that's terminate the filibuster. It's the only way you can do it. And if you don't terminate the filibuster, you'll be in bad shape. We won't pass any legislation. There'll be no legislation passed for 3.25. We have 3.25 years, so that's a long time. But when they can't do an extension, and John, I think they've done an extension every single time they've ever been asked forever. This is the first time they haven't done an extension. Extensions are supposed to be easy, but if they won't do an extension, they won't do any bill, even a simple bill. And we should do our own bills. We should get out. We should do our own bills. We should open up. We should start tonight with the country's open. Congratulations. Then we should pass voter ID. We should pass no mail-in voting. We should pass all the things that we want to pass, make our elections secure and safe, because California is a disaster.
Now, it's unclear how the vast majority of voters would react to something like that, but we would have to see in the midterms. And if you have a question about what the nuclear option is or how it would work, I did a whole deep dive video about it a few days ago, so check that out if you have questions. But as I said then, it's also unclear if Senate Republicans will even do what Trump wants and use this nuclear option to end the filibuster. So far, a large group of Republican senators are like, hard pass. They hate this idea of getting rid of the filibuster because they love to use it when their party is no longer in power.